Do these workshops look unsafe to you? Well, technically they are dangerous. However, what actually makes it unsafe? Is it the fact that there is a person under the forks of a forklift? Or is it because of the unorganized storage of precarious materials? All the circumstances given are what we call hazards in material and storage. Specifically in this lecture, we will focus on the different hazards accompanied by various mechanical handling equipment and depository techniques, as well as the standard safety regulations to prevent such threats. What is material handling equipment? Material handling equipment and systems are crucial to many companies that need to handle and store bulk material. Generally, material handling equipment refers to equipment designed to move, control, protect, or store material through various processes at warehouses and facilities. It increases work efficiency and productivity, since workers can prioritize projects and accomplish more work in less time. There are many types of equipment used for mechanical handling. These include pallet trolleys, industrial powered trucks or forklifts, lifts, elevators, and robotics. However, this lecture will only focus on the three common mechanical equipment, which are the forklifts, cranes, and conveyor systems. First are the industrial powered trucks or forklifts. A forklift truck is a vital piece of machinery which can carry out a whole range of tasks, such as lifting and moving large loads around warehouses, construction sites, manufacturing units, and many more. Indeed, they are a necessity in the workplace. However, according to Occupational Safety and Health Administration, forklift incidents cause serious injuries and fatalities every year. Most often, it is the driver who is killed when an accident occurs. With this, when operating a forklift, you and your employees must consider the following safety precautions. First, operate a forklift only while in the seat or operator station. It is important not to start or operate the controls while standing beside the forklift. Second, never allow passengers unless the forklift was designed for a passenger. It is also not suggested to let anyone ride the forks of a forklift. Third, do not put any part of your body between the uprights of the mast or when traveling, outside of the forklift frame. Necessarily, ensure that your whole body is safely inside the forklift. Fourth, always look in the direction of travel and keep a clear view of the travel path. If the load is safe to travel in reverse. Fifth, always observe posted speed limits at your workplace. A forklift should not be driven faster than a quick walking pace. Sixth, keep a distance of at least 3 forklift lengths between you and any forklift traveling in front of you. Seventh, handle only a load appropriate to the type of forklift being used. Exceeding load limit may cause the forklift to trip or become unbalanced. 8. Do not pass a forklift traveling in the same direction, especially at blind spots, intersections, or other dangerous locations. In fact, a mark should be placed to designate permanent forklift passages. 9. Aisles and passageways shall be kept clear and in good repair, with no obstruction across or in aisles that could create a hazard. And lastly, never allow anyone to walk or stand under the elevated forks, even if the forks are not carrying a load. Next, cranes. Just as forklifts, cranes are machines vital in the workplace. However, operating a crane is a very tedious work. Employers must permit only thoroughly trained and competent workers to operate cranes. Operators should know what they are lifting and what it weighs. To reduce the severity of an injury while operating cranes, employers must take the following precautions. First, require workers to always check the crane's load chart to ensure that the crane will not be overloaded by operating conditions. Remember to not engage in shock loading because if the crane's load becomes too heavy, the crane may be subjected to irreversible damage such as swinging or sudden dropping of the load. Second, Have a lift plan. A detailed lift plan can ensure the operators and other personnel know what to do, when to do it, and how to get the job done right. Third, ensure that the critical parts of a crane, such as crane operating mechanisms, hooks, air, or hydraulic system components, and other load carrying components are inspected daily for any maladjustment, deterioration, leakage, deformation, or other damage. Fourth, train workers to attach loads to the load hook by slings, fixtures, and other devices that have the capacity to support the load on the hook. These devices enable you to hoist, move, and position heavy loads safely and efficiently. And last, remove immediately damaged or defective slings from service. It is also not suggested to shorten slings with nuts or bolts or other makeshift devices. Then we have the conveyor systems. When using conveyors, workers may get their hands caught in the nip points where the conveyor medium runs near the frame or over support members or rollers. Workers also may be struck by material falling off the conveyor, or they may be caught in the conveyor and drawn into the conveyor path as a result. To prevent or reduce the severity of an injury, employers must take the following precautions to protect workers. First, install an emergency button or pull cord designed to stop the conveyor at the employee's workstation. Along with this, install emergency stop cables that extend the entire length of continuously accessible conveyor belts so that the cables can be accessed from any location along the conveyor. Second, ensure that appropriate personnel inspect the conveyor and clear the stoppage before starting a conveyor that has stopped due to an overload. More importantly, check if the conveyor belts are properly assembled. Next, never cross under or over a conveyor unless at the designated or protected point. Do not touch, climb, walk, or ride on a moving conveyor belt. Necessarily, keep tools, clothing, body parts, and long hair away from the moving conveyor belts. And last, provide guards where conveyor pass over work areas or aisles to keep employees from being struck by falling material. If the crossover is low enough for the workers to run into it, mark the guard with a warning sign or paint it with a bright color to protect employees. Now let us proceed with storage. Storages are equipment that helps safely store and organize materials while they await another stage in the production or distribution process. Depending on the company's needs, they may use the storage equipment to hold materials for short or long periods. Having that said, stored materials must not create a hazard for employees. Employers should make workers aware of such factors such as the material's height and weight, how accessible the stored materials are to the user, and the condition of the containers where the materials are being stored when stacking and piling materials. To prevent creating hazards when storing materials, employees must do the following. First, keep storage areas free from accumulated materials that causes tripping, fires, or explosions, or that may contribute to the harboring of rats and other pets. Second, place stored materials inside the building that are under construction and at least 6 feet from hoistways, or inside floor openings and at least 10 feet away from the exterior walls. Third, workers should also consider placing bound materials on racks and secure it by stacking, blocking, or interlocking to prevent it from sliding, falling, or collapsing. Fourth, never stack materials above the height limit. This is because when a stack of pallets becomes too tall, it has less stability and is more likely to cause an injury when it falls. And last, bag containers, bundles, etc., stored in tiers shall be stacked, blocked, and interlocked so that they are stable and secure against sliding or collapse. And that is all. Thank you for watching.